what do we do with our Instagram? What do we do with our emails? Because they don't want to be blocked at CBP and their port of entry immigration.
Don't have messages where you say things like, I'm going to go find a job under the table, or I'm going to get into the US and start working on day one. Here are ways to do it. Fake documents or kind of fraudulent intent. If they're checking it, whether it's on your phone or in your suitcase, you're seeing a lot of illegal content. That can be used as a reason to deny entry.
And do CBP officers have right to just ask for I want to see your private messages?
They do. I think it's more about promoting woke culture are things that this administration doesn't like. Pro-Palestinian content and anti-Israeli content. That is the kind of stuff that triggers this administration and they deem to be in the national interest. Pro anything that can be tangentially related to terrorism.
Hey, by the way, if you ever need immigration help, whether it is your consultation for a specific situation or filing an H-1B visa because your company doesn't know how to do it, or you are filing for your own company, O1 or EB1A, Samir and his team is amazing. I know this because some of our subscribers have already reached out to them, gotten help from them. So I know they have given good feedback to me. So I know Samir and his team will help you as well. Link will be in the description. He's super kind as well that he wants to provide discount if anybody uses my code UDJ. Again, links are in the description and the details are description. You definitely want to use immigration attorney for special and complicated situations. Of course, the free sessions and the free videos are always available, but in specific situation when you need extra help, make sure that you do consultations or anything that you need immigration lawyers with. Link will be in the description. Samir, fall 2025 is starting, which means a lot of international students are planning to come in United States, and hopefully they have gotten their F1 visa approved. And now there is a chaos. There's a lot of immigration, as we've made a bunch of videos on H1Bs and OPTs, and all of things are going on. They have lots of questions like, what do we do with our Instagram? What do we do with our emails? Before coming to, because they don't want to be blocked at CBP and their port of entry immigration. So I have curated a list of questions for you. These students have sent me, so hopefully you can answer them. But before we do that, let's do a quick intro of who you are and why am I talking to you?
Yeah, I don't know why you're talking to me. Why is anyone talking to me? My name is Samir Kedekar. I'm an immigration lawyer here in the Silicon Valley region. I have been practicing for over 20 years. And when I was going to college, or I was getting ready to go to college, I remember having to ask questions like, where's my dorm? Or where do I park? Or how do I select classes? Or how does the cafeteria work? And now, can you imagine having to kind of go through what students have to go through right now at the age of 19, 20, 21, when the brain isn't even really fully formed yet? Okay, I'm sorry, these are still children, right? And I mean that in the most affectionate way. Having to figure out, what do I do to make sure that I don't get arrested and detained and sent back to my home country?
Before even I started my dream
Before
or
I've
journey.
even started here I am trying to bust my butt, going to school, get good grades. What do I do to stay out of jail just because of, insert innocuous reason here, right? So it's just, what a crazy time we live in.
Yeah. All right. So here are the questions. So first question, again, this is coming from lots of students. So should they delete WhatsApp groups where they have been discussing maybe jobs or immigration? They're part of job hunting community. So I have a job hunting community. Maybe students are part of that. They're planning to come. Should they delete this? And of course, they have listed they're coming from LAX or they're coming from SFO or New York or whatever. They just don't know. Should they delete it before coming? Because they could be asking for, show me your WhatsApp, and if they see this.
Yeah, show me your WhatsApp. So, having immigration related chats or job alerts in and of itself, or just kind of discussions about how to eventually find a job, these aren't crimes, right? It just shows you're thinking about your future. Those are okay, right? Don't have messages where you say things like, I'm going to go find a job under the table, or I'm going to get into the US and start working on day one. Here are ways to do it, right? In addition to being illegal, that kind of stuff can be misunderstood and completely misconstrued, right, by the government. So if you're having any active discussions about violating the rules, obviously, yeah, those you should not have those on. First of all, you shouldn't be thinking about that. Um,
Yeah.
Secondly, you shouldn't have any of those discussions on your social media or your WhatsApp messages.
Mm. And do CBP officers have a right to just like ask for like I want to see your private messages?
They do. I mean, in terms of accessing your phone, like they can search your phone, your laptop. It doesn't happen very often. They have the right to do that to visa holders, green card holders, or even U.S. citizens at the airport. So they are allowed
Oh,
to do a basic or even an advanced search, even without what we call probable cause. But they're not really looking for students with job alerts or immigration discussions and things like that, right? They're
yeah.
mostly focusing on the bigger fish, which are fake documents or
Mm.
kind of fraudulent intents, like trying to do things you're not allowed to do under the law, or more importantly, national security, right? Or drug trafficking or child trafficking, things like that, right? Like that's what they're
Mm.
really focused on looking. They're not necessarily trying to go after like the tiniest things.
Mm. Okay. This one is interesting one. I have pirated movies, TV shows, softwares, programs, games, and they are all in my external hard drive. Are they also checking external hard drive, or should I put it in my check-in bag just to be safe?
So technically, that's a copyright issue, not an immigration one. But if they're checking it, whether it's on your phone or in your suitcase, they're seeing a lot of illegal content. That can be used as a reason to deny entry, right?
Mm.
I mean, it shows like you have quote unquote bad moral character, which is something that they look at, right? In terms of, whether or not you should be somebody they admit into the US, right? Or even violating copyright laws. So,
Mm.
um, bring a clean hard drive, like back your stuff up at home or on the cloud, but don't carry it with you when you cross immigration.
Mm. Mm. And if it's in check-in bag, would they say like, could they check check-in bags before? Because you typically don't
Yeah.
like have check-in bags with you until you clear, and then you look at check-in bags.
If they I mean, but TSA goes through check-in bags, kind of behind the scenes, right?
Mm.
If they find something
Mm.
that they don't like, they can easily connect that to you,
Okay.
right? Put in an alert on your system so that when you clear immigration, it's going to come up, and then they're going to question
Could
you
be
more.
put in secondary, and
Mhm.
then they could
Yep.
ask. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly.
Okay. What about uninstalling the apps like Telegram, Reddit, Twitter, Discord, and if they're following Twitter, or people who might be not necessarily pro-Trump or whatever. So in this
Yeah.
case,
This is a tough one. I mean, there. First of all, this is a question of getting the student visa. If you are disconnecting from all these apps or just deleting all these apps or like signing off on all these accounts, and when you used to have a history, like they're gonna know that you're trying. If it looks like you're trying to hide something,
mm,
right?
mm,
When you've been on these social media platforms and now you're not, right? How would they know? I mean, uh, who knows, right? That they can check online. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to discover, whether or not you were on platforms that you've since deleted.
mm,
Okay, but they are actively looking for people or looking to make sure people are not deleting accounts because they feel like they're having something to hide. So I wouldn't delete accounts. Like if you're on platforms, stay on those platforms, but maybe unfollow the ones that you feel like are going to put you in danger.
mm.
Okay.
And obviously don't uninstall as well, because
Yeah.
now you're like showing like, oh, you don't have any social media on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, yeah, exactly. I delete it from my phone, but no one's going to believe you have no social media, right?
Yeah.
It's going to look like you just wiped it just before the trip. And that's just going to make it look like you're hiding something,
Mm, okay.
you know?
Yeah. Okay. What about uninstalling Handshake, which is usually a platform given by university? They give you access, and it's a white label platform by university to find on-campus jobs. It's a part-time job on campus. Should they uninstall because it'll show like they want to work on campus?
Yeah, but having, the planning to find a job in the future, there's nothing illegal about that,
Mm,
right? And in fact, in many cases, I forget when, but you're allowed to work on campus before or while you're in school. I think you have to wait a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with learning about opportunities that might avail themselves to you once you're legally allowed to work there. You have to plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see anything wrong with that. And then the fact that it's a government, I mean, not sorry, government, but a school run website, right? And you're on a student visa to go to that school, like I wouldn't
Mm.
worry too much about that.
Mm. Is that same for emails about LinkedIn job alerts or handshake alerts or newsletters? Some people have subscribed to my newsletter, or maybe product management or tech management, and they talk about what's going on in the industry. Maybe they have job listings in that. Um, like
Yeah.
similar, I'm
You're,
also.
you're learning about the kind of environment, the landscape that you're going to find yourself in, that you plan to find yourself in over the next few years, right?
Mm,
So you're learning about how to look for jobs. You're learning about the immigration landscape. These are not crimes. Like
yeah,
you're allowed to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Should I delete the emails where I have reached out to professors asking for TA, RA, or teaching assistant, research assistant, or on-campus job, and this is on the university email account that they have provided?
Um, Assuming if you're reaching out to the school to ask them for on-campus positions, you believe that you are legally allowed to take those positions, right? And the
Mhm.
school will give them to you. There is nothing wrong with having those discussions. This is all legal,
Mm,
right? You are
mm,
allowed to work on campus, or you're allowed to talk about when you can work on campus and ask for positions for when you are allowed to.
mm, mm. um, if I open my Instagram, this is again from a student. If I open my Instagram, the first thing I'll probably see is some form of US immigration reel, or like about job hunting or America and hustle culture. I cannot change the algorithm. So what do I do?
Um, well, all the things you just named off, like I don't see a problem with that stuff. Number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
See, remember what is CBP is Customs and Border Protection, right?
Mm,
What are they looking for?
mm,
Or what are the consulates? If you're going in for visa stamping, what are they looking for?
mm,
They're mostly looking for stuff that makes it feel like you are working against a national interest, right?
mm,
Maybe you're a threat to national security. Okay.
mm,
Now, they use very broad language about what they deem to be in the national interest or not. You kind of don't
mm,
know, right?
mm,
But it's a quite a leap to go from, immigration news, job alerts, hustle culture to endangering the national interest, right? I
mm,
think it's more about promoting woke culture are things that this administration doesn't like. Pro-Palestinian content and anti-Israeli content.
mm,
Okay, that is the kind of stuff that triggers this administration, and they deem to be in the national interest. Pro anything that can be tangentially related to terrorism, right? So, pro Palestinian content is an example of that, right?
mm,
One may be interested in justice or kind of helping those in Gaza right now who are suffering, but
mm,
also in Gaza is Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, and the government has basically made the connection that if you are pro Gaza, you are probably pro Hamas too, right?
mm,
There is a
mm,
strong connection there, whether or not
mm,
um, there should be or not, there is, right? And that is a connection that the administration has made, right?
mm,
So steer clear of those kinds of things,
mm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This one is also interesting. I have a music channel or a YouTube channel. I made music or YouTube videos, or wrote a digital book, which is getting monetized. And have linked my PayPal account connected to my Indian bank account because I am in India to receive payments. Is this going to be a problem?
So if your earnings are passive income based on your past work and the work that was conducted not here in the US but abroad, and you're not doing any more kind of live stuff or contracted work, then you're fine. You're allowed to you're allowed to recoup income passively from that kind of work that you did when you were not here in the US.
Mm.
What you can't do is actively perform or do work here in the US or make videos here in the US and then monetize it while you're on the F1 visa.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you
Yeah.
see the distinction?
Yeah. Yeah. So if someone has done it in the past, I did it, and now it's just generating money. I'm
Hmm.
not actively working on it. That's sounds like okay, but
Hmm.
like you cannot come here and start filming and then start making money from that. Could
Hmm.
be an active income. Okay. Final question. Obviously, ChatGPT, AI, DeepSeek, and all of these perplexity. They are doing their research. They asked probably questions that maybe they were curious, and maybe they are red flag. Maybe not like legal, but maybe they are found by the administration. Um, there are a lot of chat logs. I can't delete all of them. So what do I do?
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I don't think immigration officers have the time to come through your ChatGPT logs or analyze your social media algorithm. I don't even know if they have the ability or knowledge on how to do that. Unless you're selected for like intensive secondary inspection, maybe then it'll happen. But even then, it's unlikely they'll go that deep. So, um, if you feel uncomfortable kind of explaining what's on your device from that perspective and from your kind of AI feeds or other kind of non-social media notes, your AI
Mm,
tool history or whatever it is, just leave it off your phone or your device. There's no
mm.
reason to have it there. But I don't think they're really going to care too much about what's on there.
Mm, okay. Yeah. Now I'm like, I'm curious to see your chat. We've been asking ChatGPT.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah.
any final advice for incoming students who are planning to come and hopefully just pass through this? They've already waited for F1 visa, gotten 221Gs and gotten approval,
Yeah.
trying to get through this final hurdle of port of entry. Anything you would want to advise?
When I was go back to I'll make this about me again. When I was a student's age, I had no regard for the rules. Okay,
Mm,
I was an idiot back then. Okay, today's crop and even past crops of international students, I really admire them. Okay, because you have such a responsibility on your shoulders. The maturation most of you show to get over here and then have to deal with all these rules that I had no time for when I
mm,
was that age
mm,
is very commendable, and I
mm,
admire that. Okay, that being said, continue doing that. Have a really, really healthy respect for the rules. Over learn the rules. Make sure you stay compliant. This administration doesn't care if you make a mistake. That if you you miss a deadline on your paper, it's not like that. Like they have a zero tolerance policy. Okay,
mm,
so do whatever you can to use the resources of your school. Most schools have incredible resources outlining all of your rules and responsibilities. Make sure you understand them all and do whatever it takes, whatever you have to do to ensure that you're following the rules and taking all the reporting steps and whatever it is that you're required to do. Make sure you do it and not miss a step.
mm. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you again. And of course, watch us every week, Wednesday, to be updated because you'll also get to see two handsome guys. No, just kidding. But we do live sessions every Wednesday, 1 p.m.
Thank
If
you.
you have questions, they can come to our
One of
session.
these guys has a really cool tattoo, and the other one doesn't have any tattoos. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you look better than me, so it kind of works out. But again, thank you, Samir, for doing this. We'll talk soon, and I know we'll meet on every Wednesday as well. But thank you for answering. I know students will be extremely happy that you kind of gave them some hopefully relief by like, okay, now I know what I need to do. So yeah, again, thank you so much.
Happy to help. Happy to help. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.